Welcome to Amateur Redneck Video. I'm gonna have to cut that off. Welcome to Amateur Redneck Workshop. I'm Harold, and in this part we're gonna wrap the thing up and get the final bit all done, and we'll see how things come out. I think it's going to be good. Got to figure out where I left my slitting saw. I put it up in a safe place, so I just have to figure out where that was. Alright, so I took a parallel and I stuck it square against the end of the vise, lined up the line that I drew down the center of that guy, and then I dropped this guy down until he touched the parallel, and then this is 60 thousandths thick, so I zeroed the z-axis and dropped this guy down another 30 thousandths to make up for half the thickness. And looking at it, it looks to me like that's pretty much dead on the center of the hole. Now if this hole saw is not too dull, I may be able to cut through there, but I don't know. We'll find out. All I can say. Grease on it. It's pretty dull. Let me slow the machine down. That might help. Now, this is as slow as it can go. If it's too dull to cut here, well, I'm going to be in real trouble. I didn't put a keyway in that arbor when I made it. I may wish I had. Well, let's give her a shot. Yeah, I need a keyway in there pretty bad. Yes, I do. Well, see how much tighter I can get this nut. Another try. Nope. I don't know. Do it with a bandsaw. I don't know if I can stand the frustration of that, but sure looks like that's where I'm going, doesn't it? Alright, well, it's 89 degrees in here, and it's been that way a while, and it's not going to get any better, and I'm not comfortable with it, so I'm going to knock this off for a couple of days. Tomorrow's got to do stuff for the boss lady, and then the day after I'll probably be back. Okay, I've painted a couple of coats on it over the past 2 or 3 days, and I've put the screw in here for the tightening it down. The bearings, of course, are already installed. I installed those ahead of time, so I didn't get paint in the hole there. Now it's time to put in the little roll pin. So we'll just take him and drive him down into this hole. I guess I need to get a little pair of needle nose so I don't mash my thumb. Hang on. Well, I guess you couldn't call this a little pair of needle nose, but needle nose pliers anyway, and it should help me keep from mashing my thumb. We'll line it up there and make it drive right in. And I think that what I'll do is, to make sure that's in there, I'll go over on the little arbor press and squeeze it some. And I know it's going to have to be cut off even with this shoulder here. I'm hoping you can see that good, but anyway, I need to cut this pin off even with the shoulder once I've got it all the way in. So hang on, I'll be back in a second. Well, according to the feel of the arbor press, that sucker's already at the bottom, so I'll cut that off with my little Dremel grinder, one of those abrasive discs on it. So I guess I've got to go get it. All right, this is not really an exact science here. I'll just have to hold it up here and hope that I get things going in the right direction. And I hope the sparks will go away from all optical devices. Little sparks hit that paper towel, and you can smell the towel trying to catch on fire. That little mark right there, it wanted to start a fire. Alright, I'm going to go over there and measure this against the device, and if it's right, then we'll move over there. Well, there is only one disappointment here, and that's the color doesn't match. But I had to take my pocket knife and scrape the paint out of the inside of the bearings. But I put it on here, it stops on the little stop. That's what the roll pin's for, and the roll pin doesn't drag on anything. And we've got this little guy. I don't know where the wrench is for this thing. Where'd I put it? I gotta go get the little Allen wrench, hex key. Alright, I found it. It was way over there with the little grizzly mill. And he fits right up inside that slot, hole, whatever you want to call it. And just make sure he's not too tight. I think maybe there's paint in there that I shouldn't have in it. There you go. We'll just work it until the paint lets go that's in the way. There you go. Alright, now then. Alright, so now I need to get the right piece to tighten that guy down. Let's see if the little diamond thing will fit. Alright, here's the little sharpener thing, and I think there's a tiny little diamond embedded in the end of it. It's really small, so I can't tell you for sure. It goes right in there, like that. And of course you run it around past the stone that you might have in there to tighten it, to square it off. Tighten it, to square it off. And you tighten her down with that little bolt there, and it's tight. So there we are. We're finished with replacing one damaged part. The next part will be the little ring that's over here, and I'll show you where it's at. There's a little ring. Well, let's see if I can roll this upwards. That. That's loose. Alright, here we come up now. You're not pointed at it. This little ring right here got bent in the shipping, so it's got to be fixed too. And this little guy here, pointed out to you, they're right up in here. there's a little reflector tape that I put on there, and I checked this with my little tachometer. And remember, this is a 50 hertz motor running on 60 hertz, and it's supposed to be 5,000 RPM, I think it was, but it runs 6395 because of the fact it's running on 60 hertz. Motors do that. If you've got a 60 hertz motor running on 50 hertz, it'll run slower. So I took this little guy and I sharpened him, all the little edges, just holding my hand up against that wheel there. And it looks like it did a good job of sharpening it. I'm going to take the arbor that I had that on and put a cotter pin in it, and I'll try that out. But as far as for this little project, the only disappointment being that that the color doesn't match. We'll call it successfully complete. Everything fits properly, and it's just lovely. So we'll go see if Bubba Thibodeau, somebody's hanging around. And anyway, the other day I come across Bubba's Uncle Bubba, and there he was, homeless out on the side of the road, you know, one of those cardboard signs, you know, we'll thank you for money. You know, he ain't going to do no work, I don't think. But anyway, he was out there with the sign, you know, and I said, how did you get into this situation, you know? And he says, well, he says, up to last week, he said, I had everything. He said, I had it all. He said, I had plenty to eat, and my clothes were washed and pressed, and I had a roof over my head, I had TV and the internet, I went to the gym and the pool and the library. He said, I was working on my MBA online. And he said, I had no bills and no debt. He said, I even had full medical and dental coverage. And, you know, I sort of felt sorry for him. I said, well, what happened to you? Was it drugs or alcohol or divorce? What was it? Uncle Bubba says, no. He said, well, none of that. He says, I got out of prison. Well, that's all, folks. Y'all try to subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Leave a comment if you got something to say. And above all, remember, keep on keeping on. Bye now.